Dear Pre-Med, if you're having doubts right now, then this video is for you. If we're being completely honest, the pre-med journey does not start in college. It actually doesn't start in high school. It starts when you have the dream of becoming a doctor. For many of us, that may have started in elementary school or middle school or maybe even high school. But pre-med, the classification of college, is not just in college. And this video is for you if you're having doubts. Is medicine worth it? Is medicine not worth it? Is it grasping in other fields? This and that. I'm here for you to make this video because I am literally in your shoes. I know your doubts. I hear your silent cries and your loud ones. I see your love and your hunger to make an impact on the world and to make a better place in medicine, or actually just to make the world a better place. Yeah, medicine is a long journey, but you know that it's what you signed up for. And I know in certain times when you have conversations with your friends, you be like, is this worth it? Is the time I'm gonna do worth it? 10 years, 14 years, or whatever, because pre-med is 4 years of med school, 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of med school, 5 to 7 years of residency and fellowship, and the other things that have to come with that. So you're at least looking for 10 plus years in just the start of pre-med, which is like, but I'm on my last year of undergrad. To give you more context, I've wanted to be an oncologist since I learned the word oncology. I've always wanted to help people and leave the world a better place. And just like you, I have doubts to see if medicine's worth it. And I want to say, when you're having doubts, go and shadow. Go and shadow a doctor. In the field you want to do, in the field you don't want to do, go and shadow a doctor. Have patient interaction. Because sometimes whenever you're just looking at these books, especially OChem and all these books that we learn and all these things we study in undergrad that's pretty much useless as a real doctor, it's like, what am I doing? Is this worth it? It's not worth it. This is dumb. But when you shadow a patient and you're able to give somebody clarity in the pain that they're feeling, or give them a direction or a step that can change their life, then those things are worth it. But if those steps, you go through that and it's not worth it to you, I would suggest talking to a doctor. I would suggest definitely interacting with patients. Once you forget your why, you are not going to be able to do it, because the money's not worth it and the money's not enough. Doctors do not make enough money for you to be doing this for the money. I'm just going to repeat that. Doctors do not make enough money for you to be doing it for the money. If you're like, yeah, okay, 10 years and it's a guaranteed at least $250K, any career for real, depending on what field you're looking at, finance will get you there, engineering will get you there, computer science will get you there. Even like being a DJ, if you swag out and work hard enough, social media nowadays, you can easily get there. If you're doing this for the money's not worth it. Yeah, but if you're doing this for the potential to interact with patients and help people in whatever disposition, it makes it a little bit more worth it. I do want to hit you with some cold, hard facts. You're not going to necessarily be able to interact with every patient the way you'd like to. I want to have deep, intimate conversations with people. In medicine, because you have to see 20, 30, 40, 50 patients, or how many patients you see, you may not be able to interact with people in a deep and emotionally intimate setting as you would like, right? But also, to be real with you, you make your own practice the way you want to make it. You choose your own reality. So there's some hope in that. And whatever specialty you do now, whatever way you do, you can advocate for patients with knowledge and resources and tools, which is yourself, to give them a better experience. Like, I had heart surgery, for context. If I became a cardiologist, or if I became something adjacent, I can help people who are stressed out of the fears, help them like the way I felt, so that they don't feel that way. But I had a really good doctor. I felt really peaceful, but I can also make that experience a little bit better. The reason why you're doing this is for patient advocacy, helping people, and possibly authority, because doctors have an authority of, you come into this clinic and we give you a disposition of a new life, for good or for bad. Medicine is the only career, in my knowledge, where you come into a space and I tell you your new reality. Medicine is not a grocery store. With other places, you can pick and choose, but if a doctor tells you, oh, you have cancer, you go to 5 different doctors, oh, you have cancer, it's not a pick and choose. That's your new reality, but they can help you pick and choose ways to help solving that cancer, or even you can help yourself with that for sure. I personally like to think of doctors as mechanics for the body. I have lots of doubts, just like you do. Is the grass greener on the other side? In certain careers, in certain ways, yes, I guess. One way that medicine beats other careers, if we're being completely real and honest, is stability. The medical field will always be needed. Other fields, maybe not so much. IT or even computer science in some ways, if AI can do it, they're going to replace your part unless you learn how to automate AI and help yourself or learn stuff like that. But doesn't mean you couldn't do it. There's other ways to get to what you want, but medicine is the discipline. Medicine implies and forces the discipline you need to be great in other aspects of your life. You can't be, some people can, but the discipline it takes to be a doctor, studying to take the MCAT, studying to take your board exam, studying and being there, even mentally and physically drained, and still helping people, curates a better person. Shout out God. But not everybody in medicine is a great person. Of course, there are people who can be evil and be doctors and whatnot, but it's kind of slim from what I've experienced. Yeah. A lot of people come to medicine maybe because they think it's just all helping people, which is true, but medicine has way, way more politics than I ever thought. Medicine is not just, oh, you're off the street, let me help you with your situation. It can be, but there's so many rules and governance that preside over medicine or hospitals or even private practice in its own way. Yeah, there's different things always coming out and different ways you can help people, or different medical tech, pharma sales, and all these different things. In a way, they are to help patients, but in a way, it's for these companies to build their own greed. Like, there could be more testing for medical devices and all these different things, but that's a whole different conversation. Yeah, but I'm here to give you hope. Even in all my doubtings, and as I'm on my final year of undergrad, I still have some doubts. I still think because of my natural ability to communicate, I'll be better in sales or business or anything like that. I want to help people, but I don't want to do it at the expense of killing myself. And that's what I see medicine as sometimes. But I do see the expense of kind of hurting yourself to get there in a way. Because doctors, pre-meds, you know the journey. You're studying, you have to sacrifice and not do certain things while your other friends are doing this and that. But it's worth it for some people. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be worth it for you, but you get to choose if it's worth it or not. I'm currently 20, graduating this fall in hopes of applying to med school. Not in hopes, but applying to med school, hopefully getting in and getting more closer to the path, right? That was my original traditional plan. And there's beauty in that. But also, there's beauty in going through other plans and steps. But I do want to let you know that if you choose to be a doctor, the steps to get there are not ordinary. It's going to be lots of disciplines, lots of yeses, lots of nos. But while you do it, it's worth it. There's beauty in the pain, there's beauty in the suffering. Medicine has this love and longevity I don't necessarily know if other careers have. The hope you have as a doctor is different than other careers. The hope you have in medicine is just different. I do like to think that doctors are just mechanics for the body. Oh, okay, like I'm currently shadowing an orthopedic surgeon. Oh, bone on bone grind, probably arthritis. The knee ligaments, cartilage is kind of worn down over time because we get old. We are people. We're not just robots. And it gets old, and we give them knee replacements to help them with that situation. Boom, bada bing. You feel, with time and therapy, of course, instant relief. Medicine is just mechanics of the body. You replace, you add, you tune up. You make sure that if you get an oil change and you do the basic stuff, your vehicle's going to run well. A lot of medical problems can be solved by losing weight, healthy lifestyle, and exercise. Like, most of the time, if you're obese, you're gonna have some kind of health problems in the future. Lots of weight on the body. I just ate like 6 cheesecakes, not healthy whatsoever. So much sugar will affect your body in negative ways. The thing about medicine or in every career, what affects you today will affect you tomorrow. Here's some thoughts. Remember your why because it's easy to forget. It's not that I don't have doubts. It's not that I don't have doubts. I have doubts because of the education required to get there, not necessarily the medicine that's practiced. I want to send my mom on vacations. I want to have my mom and dad have a good life because of the life that they've given me. I think a lot of us want to help our parents in the ways our parents have helped us. When we skip the hard work, we have future pain. So there's a lot of easy fixes in life, a lot of easy shortcuts and whatever. But as you take these shortcuts, they may look short for a little bit, but they're literally setting you backwards. You may not realize it now, but we can talk in 35 years, 20 years actually. It's kind of hard to think in segments of 10 years, but I'm trying to get there. Quads are very important. Quads allow you to push. If you're walking up the stairs, it's the muscle that allows you to push down. Especially, yeah. One thing I learned in this life, you must not be broke. It's not have to anything to do with medicine, but because everything costs in life, you can't afford to be broke because it costs so much to live. Everything has a price. I'm not saying you have to be supremely rich. You should not do this for money because the money's not worth it. If you're strictly looking for money, go into finance. Real talk. Muscle strength is so important. You can't necessarily change how your body is born, but you can change the muscles you're born with. You can grow them. And a lot of things in life can be grown by discipline. The greatest thing that will help a lot of people and change a lot of people's reality is discipline. When my stuff that may feel good will not necessarily solve my problems. Because it feels good in the moment, it doesn't gonna solve your problems. Let's say I want to achieve a certain amount of muscles and whatnot. So what do I go do? I take steroids. But those steroids actually elevate my blood pressure. I mean, they make me look wham. You know what I'm saying? They wrestle. You know, they make me look big. They look macho. But then they actually have negative effects. The cheesecakes I just mentioned, it's a little cheesecake brownie bite. Oh, that's smaller than that. But still, negative effects. What you do today affects the future. My dad likes to say little by little, and that's how we actually grow. Once you start doing things small, those are actually how you take steps towards growing and affecting your future. Yeah. I don't know if these gave you hope, but I do want to say you can do it. Medicine is not really about the most intelligent person. It's about the person who is disciplined and willing to take action and take choices. Because a lot of things in medicine, you're human. They know you're not going to remember everything. They know you're not going to know everything in the world. You can know everything and you can still be bad. Doctors are not just intellectual monsters. You should be able to connect with people. I think a lot of people go into medicine like, oh, I'm intelligent, but then they don't know how to express themselves in communication. A lot of times you're going to deal with patients who don't necessarily know their problem, but you may find things adjacent to their problem, but you want to make sure you're really targeting their problem. If they have back pain and you ask them a question about their back and they mention their hip, come on now. You have to kind of ask questions and stir people to make sure you get the questions answered so you can help them with their problem. Because the real problem in humanity is communication. Most of us actually don't know how to communicate. Next thing, the biggest thing I think in being a doctor in discipline is communicating and actually communicating so you can solve their problems. A lot of people don't actually know what is necessarily wrong or how to communicate in a ways to actually address their problems. It's like our problem stares at us, but we close our eyes and still walk forward and ask ourselves, how did we get there? But we know what steps we took, sort of. But we're a little bit delusional. To be a doctor, it takes delusion plus practicality. First off, you have to dream big. Okay, I can be a doctor. The next is to take the practical steps. You have to volunteer. You have to shadow doctors. I would say wherever part of you in the journey, please, please, please shadow doctors. If you're gonna do anything in life, watch people who are currently doing it and see if you want to do that. When I see medicine, there's some aspects I want to do and there's some aspects I don't want to do. But that's every career. No career is perfect. No career is golden. Even in entrepreneurship, even as you own your own business, you will learn it takes even more work than actually working for somebody. Which is like, no, I want freedom, da da da. But to be free, you must do the work. Medicine is not this golden trophy that would change your life. But what will change your life is discipline over time. And I think it'll probably take 3 to 5 years for you to actually see the fruits of your discipline sometimes. Maybe 1 year if you're lucky. But to see real fruit of actual marginalized discipline, it takes years. Um, as someone who's still in the journey, I don't necessarily know what tomorrow brings. But I do know if I'm disciplined and do the little and do more than enough now, that will compound and help me become who I want to be in the future. At the end of this message, I just want you to hear is that you got this. It's hard. Gen Chem is hard. OChem is hard. Genetics is hard. Biochem is hard. Bio 1, Bio 2, all that crap is hard. AMP, that hoe is hard. I mean, that stuff is hard. But it's doable. Some people will get A's, some people get B's, some people get C's, some people get F's. Redo it, keep going. Not everybody is going to get all A's, bro. It's okay. All A's don't make a doctor. It's not always the intellect that makes a doctor. It's the inquisitive nature and the willingness to do what's necessary to help the person. That's what makes a doctor. You can be all intelligent and you can't communicate and you won't be a good doctor. But if you do what's necessary to be able to communicate and meet people where they're at, you can become a good doctor. I hope that helped. Like and subscribe. I'm joking. But in all honesty, wherever you are in this journey, take a deep breath, be patient, and truly, truly do what is necessary in whatever path you're in. If you're in high school, take classes adjacent towards medicine so you can kind of know what you're getting into. So none of this medical stuff is new. Shadow doctors. That would be very helpful. Ask doctors questions. When you go to your PCP, your primary care provider, ask them questions. Ask them if you can shadow them. If you know aunts and uncles, ask them about it. But also, whenever you ask people for advice, take it, but also you determine your own reality. You see it and see, is this something I want to do or is this not something I want to do? If not, ask more questions. Then do. But also, like, you never know till you try something. That's my biggest advice. And keep God in your life, bro. You can't do this without God. For real, for real. Love you. You got this. At the end of this, dear pre-med, I would love to be part of your journey. And I hope that you know the, like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, at the end of the tunnel, you're out of it. That's the light.